live from Studio 3. And before we kick things off, we would like to acknowledge that tonight's show takes place on the traditional land of the Kaurna people. We also acknowledge the Kaurna people as the custodians of the Adelaide region, and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still and always will be as important to the living Kaurna people today. After a brief hiatus, we are so excited to be back in the studio for another Live from Studio 3 this evening on 3D Radio. My name is Grace, and I am joined by Kyle, Harry, Dylan, and Colin, who form Agapanther. All together, hello. How are you going?
Hello. How is everyone?
We are great, I think. And also I think the best way to kick it all off is to just start with a song.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's get it going.
to 3D Radio 93.7 FM. We are live from Studio 3 with Agapanther. And those first two songs you heard there were Hypochondriac and Flying High. Do you want us to tell us a little bit about those songs?
So Hypochondriac, this is a great time to announce this. I mean, not that we haven't already, but there's an EP of ours coming out next Friday. Hypochondriac is the opening track.
Exciting.
So, very exciting stuff. We recorded it ages ago, so it's great to finally put it out.
We've been playing it a long time, so
yeah, very
some
long
of our
time.
older fans might have heard that a while ago.
So Hypochondriac, it's a pretty good intro to the album. There's like a lot of themes covered, not album, EP. There's a lot of themes covered in the EP, so anything from loss to grief to love to outlook on life, frustration, anger, and that basically covers, someone from the outside looking in, basically misjudging someone handling grief very well, someone that just puts on a smile and, goes about their life even if you're in pain and suffering. And then people basically, misjudging you and calling out BS for, just because you're handling it well. And then Flying High, that's a really old song. That was like the first properly recorded song we did with Bug Eyes. And that was basically about me studying at uni for 3 years and realizing I'm probably never going to get a job and I'm probably not going to like it anyway.
Wow. Okay. We will talk a little bit more about the EP a little bit later on. But first of all, how long have you been playing together?
Probably a bit over 2 years.
I think it would be closer to 3 years.
It's close to
We should
3
know.
years.
We should really know
Yeah,
the date.
I reckon it's probably around this time 3 years ago we started doing a couple jam sessions just as a three-piece, me, Kenny and Harry.
Yeah, it would be 3 years because I got back from England in October
Yeah,
2017.
And we started pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
So did you know each other before starting this?
I'd like to think me and Kenny knew each other because we're brothers.
Yeah, okay.
But did you
and-
really know each other until you started playing together?
And me and Harry were high school best mates. Or I like to think so. I don't know about him.
Absolutely,
He can
mate.
confirm.
Absolutely. Come on.
But we knew each other for probably 10 years now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
that.
And then Colin?
Yeah, I just sort of happened to walk in to buy shoes one time from Platypus, which is where Kyle worked at the time, and I was wearing Hindsight, another local band's merch, and he just happened to say, "Oh, you coming to the show Friday?" I said, another band was headlining. I said, "No idea who they are." Ended up rocking up, and I saw him there, and we just sort of hit it off from there, and I saw they were doing a heap of music stuff, said, "Oh, look, I'd be very keen to sort of get together and get some, make some music and stuff." He's like, "Yeah, come around for a few jams," and here we are.
The rest is
He
history.
was the final piece of our puzzle.
Oh, that's nice.
I was the corner piece.
Do you think that your sound has changed much from those first songs compared to now?
It definitely has. Luckily we've always gone for a saturated sound. I always had the intention that we would get a lead guitarist, but as we had such a good dynamic of knowing each other, we go out together, it's more than just all right, here's prac, we're going to practice this week, we're going to play a show in a month's time. We spend heaps of time together. Me and Kenny work together as well as being brothers, so I don't know how we don't fight more, to be honest. But it's definitely changed a bit, but I think as well, because we have so many different backgrounds in different genres of music we like, that they sort of all just merge.
What are some of them?
Oh, I mean,
Just a few.
my Spotify 2020 wrapped up came out today, and I just had a year of punk and hardcore. So Drug Church, who else did I have? Turnstile, Expire, stuff like that. So, but they don't really come out in the band much. Drug Church does a bit, but that's about it.
For
Cool.
some reason, I got rap in as my top genre, but I mean that might play a little bit of a role in the drum beats, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we are here for your music as well. So this next song you're going to play, Vacant.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that one before you get into it.
So Vacant, it came out just over a month ago now.
Yeah.
And it's a short one, but it flows into another song, which we'll be playing after as well. But that one's basically about mine and Dylan's grandma, who we lost, probably a decade ago now, to Alzheimer's. Pretty horrible disease to, watch someone you love basically wither away and just forget everything and everyone they ever knew, and they're sad about it and they don't know why they're sad. So it's it's a pretty shocking thing. Obviously we were quite young, but it hit our mother and our auntie and stuff pretty hard. So yeah, we wrote a short song about that. Nice punchy one. Yeah, that's pretty
Awesome.
much all there is to it. Just
Yeah.
the themes of, Alzheimer's and going through it and being an outsider looking in through it as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Well, that's kind of sad. Can't turn back.
to Agapanther live from Studio 3 on 3D Radio this evening. And this is a question just more for my own interest, I guess. How do you do that with your voice? Does it hurt?
The screaming.
Yeah.
No, but like it does take a little bit of hurting at first to make sure that you're hitting the right spot and like you know right from wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have shows where I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm about to blow out my voice when I just push the edge. But yeah, I guess through practice of like the same songs, getting the certain notes, like it sort of trains your throat to make sure you don't push too far.
Yeah,
So-
fair enough.
Been honing it in since we were about 14. Just he was screaming in my backyard, in my garage, and I was playing drums. It would have sounded horrendous.
Yeah,
Just-
we had a split like headphone aux thing
Yeah, I know
connector,
what you
so
mean.
his parents would have just heard dry drums and vocals through like I don't know, like a 10-watt practice amp. It would have
Like a
been
little-
terrible.
Little Buskers amp.
Have you played much recently this year? I guess it's sort of
We started
one.
off the year like pretty well. We played. What did we play first? Was it the
bushfire show.
Yeah, the bushfire
Ah,
show. So
yeah.
we played with Mum Friends and Contract Love. Thanks
Wow.
to Connor for setting that one up in Contract Love. And yeah, they asked us to headline. That was like unreal. We were like, oh my God, we just played a headline show in December and it went great. Like this is good. And like even though that was sort of at like the end of all those shows, there'd been heaps before us. We were like, it's a Wednesday night show. Like hopefully it pulls pretty well. And we ended up raising over like $1,000 on a Wednesday night. So we were pretty
That's
stoked with
impressive.
that. Then like a week later, we played with Jettison for their EP launch at Jive, which was sick. And then I think COVID hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then since we've played one at Unibar, which is great with Heinous Crimes and Oko. Yeah, Oko.
But here we are, and you have another show coming up this weekend.
Yeah, that'd be good fun. Like, it's our first one since... Because we played a show at Unibar, that one with Highness, Crimes and Oko, and that was so cool because it's all been, obviously, like, renovated and everything at the Unibar
Yeah.
since. It's on the ground level now. It's a completely different sort of setup than when it was that awesome, dirty dive bar at the top of Union House. I loved it, but it's a whole different vibe now, but it's still sick there.
So that is this Saturday,
Saturday,
I believe.
yes.
Are there still tickets available?
There is
Unfortunately, yeah,
As of-
we've just sold out.
Yeah.
We were
Oh.
stoked to see just before we came on. However, there is some good news regarding a clash of events due to COVID. Alt's EP launch got moved to College Green on the same day, but we've all worked it out, so there is no clashes between bands. So grab tickets to their show and
Come to both.
You'll
Yeah.
be able
Fun.
to hear it.
just
hear
break
out
in.
on the
No, don't
green.
really break in.
Mini
We don't want to
fans.
condone that. But
Yeah. Oh, did you pick up any other hobbies during the time of limited live performance?
Yeah, I mean, we had old hobbies resurface. So me and Kenny ride a bit of BMX and stuff like that. So we got back into that, and Colin bought a dirt jumper, so he's been coming out with us. Harry gave the skateboard a crack.
Me and
He's
skate.
progressing very, very well.
I'm not. I keep falling off and it's very sore.
Hey, but we don't know that. You could
No,
just...
no.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually really, really good.
Cool. Awesome. Something else you're really good at is playing music. So I think we should probably go on to the next song as well. What is this next one you're going to play for us?
So we're going to play a new song, brand new song. We've never played it to anyone.
Oh my gosh.
And we only just got it together as a band. I don't know. We probably practiced maybe like 5 times. So, yeah, hopefully it goes all right. But this is the Drug Church inspired song. So
This is our COVID baby.
It is a Studio 3 exclusive.
Reevaluate that relationship. Don't make stop living. Don't you ever quit. Things will shake you, 'cause they don't get haven't got someone who said that money's tight. This friends come last and when addiction you prioritize. Said it before, say it again. Said it before, sick of wasting my breath. Said it before, so get it in your head. Say it one last time, but think
listening to Agapanther live from Studio 3. And those two songs you heard there was Pseudo and Bug Eyes, which is that one there you released a little while ago.
Yeah, same time as Flying High. There's 2 tracks, so a bit over 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
2.5, something like that.
And a question that sometimes doesn't have the most interesting answer, but I know this time it does. The name Agapanther, how did that come about?
Yeah, so this was pre-Cohen days. We were actually really struggling for a name. We were like, we can't make socials until we have a name and until we play a show. So we played a house show. Luckily got the name like a week before it. We were just sat at Harry's. We were like, we'll have a break. Let's just like have a chat and stuff, see if it sparks anything. We had a whole list of just rubbish names. They were mainly like surf punk sort of names. Where it's like,
String Break?
Yeah, it's like a great pop punk or like surf punk name, but it just wasn't for us. And we got talking and we're like, how whack is it that like all 3 of us have traditional American Panther tattoos on our own accord?
All very different as well.
Yeah, I mean, Harry's and mine are relatively
No, I
similar.
copied my design straight off Kyle's tattoo.
Okay. Well, mine is different.
And yeah, we like got talking about tattoos and stuff and what we wanted to get, and obviously that came up. And then later on in the conversation, we were completely off of tattoos, and Harry's just like looking around his garden. He's like, Agapanther. He's looking at Agapanther's plants, and we were like, yeah, that's pretty good. That sticks. And then like we had like a whole thing where we're like, how do we spell it? Do we do like Agapanther, Aggie Panther, like it, and we just went with what we went with.
the
Every
hard-hitting
venue we
questions.
played at's had their own crack at spelling it as well on the
Oh
chalk.
yeah, yeah. There's been a couple shocking spellings. It's like it's not that hard to find out. And then when Cohen joined, he didn't have a panther tattoo, so we forced him to get one.
Wow.
There was no
Forearm.
consent. I was forced.
We held him down and just bought an eBay tattoo machine and just did it
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, the other ones you can't see, they were all tests, but they got pretty good by the end.
Yeah.
He did want to get one, but he was very, very far behind. So we basically just told him, you're not actually officially in a band yet.
Yeah,
And he'd been in
I
the
was a
band for like
session
year.
musician.
So
I was a session.
just
music
unpaid.
until then.
You paid to do our recordings.
Yeah.
This is a pact now. This is or a pack. Anyway.
Locked in it. I get that. That's great.
We're talking a little bit about some of your musical influences, or influences. How about when you were younger? Is there any sort of moment that stands out that makes you think, yeah, music is what I wanted to do?
This might be different for the other guys, but mine was watching Bullet in a Bible, the live DVD
Yes.
from Green Day.
Yeah, I got that
From
on Christmas.
England. Yeah,
Wow.
I think I got like one of those really very illegal ripped DVDs from like Bali.
Yep.
And like I watched that dozens and dozens of times, and just watching that entire performance in front of that many people in not even their home country. And I was just like, damn, it'd be sick just to play guitar in front of like 3 willing people, let alone 40,000 people or however many people were there. And yeah, that was absolutely the clicking moment.
Yeah, for me, obviously doesn't stand true now, but Kenny was actually a failed guitarist. And with me being the younger kid, like mum and dad would watch movies where Dylan was coming of age where he could like sit with them and watch it, but they'd be like, go to your room, entertain yourself. And one day I just picked up his acoustic, hadn't been touched in quite a while. And I just pretty much started playing it like a sitar with my thumb. And like it wasn't in tune, so I had no idea what I was doing, just full like single string operator. And sort of got a bit more accustomed to it, and really wanted an electric guitar for Christmas. And I think the electric guitar started it all. It was like a Fender Squire Strat little kit. And then I've just been playing on and off for years, obviously on for the last 3 years, haven't really stopped. And Kenny pretty much was like, if I buy a decent bass, will you write songs, like write bass into your songs? Because I was writing a lot of acoustic stuff. And then, I basically taught him, and now he's fine now. He can just read the tabs fine and learns it pretty quickly. So, yeah, that's how
Basically
my
free.
musical experience started.
Yeah. Do a quick whip around of the other two of you. Got any interesting stories?
Pretty much just the usual as a kid, watching Rage, Blink-182, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and it wasn't until Arctic Monkeys released I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
That was the game changer for me, and that's when I really started really loving music from there.
My story is exactly the same as Kyle's. My sister was a failed drummer, and I kind of just took over the kit. And one day I was just sitting in homeroom, and these year 10s came over, and they were like, listen to this. And it was Before I Forget by Slipknot, and I was like, what is this? And yeah, I went home and pretty much played it by ear.
Yeah,
That's a joke.
That's another thing of mine. Even though we are nothing like Slipknot, Slipknot are like probably one of my biggest musical inspirations. I was into like a lot of punk and stuff before that, and then like stumbled across them on YouTube when I was younger. Actually, no, I remember watching them on MTV, and I thought like, these guys are mental. They're crazy. What is wrong with them? Who would wear masks and jumpsuits? I YouTube searched it just out of curiosity, found Wait and Bleed, and I was like, this is unreal. And now I'm like, yeah, die-hard fan. Not of their later stuff though. Just like Iowa and Self-Titled and a couple after that, but. Yeah.
Well, these next two songs that you are going to play are both from this debut EP that's coming out, I believe.
Yes, they are.
What's the release process been like to get this EP out?
Stressful. Yeah, I do a lot of our media and stuff. I don't have to go overboard, but I'm like a little bit obsessive compulsive with making sure like Instagram posts line up, and obviously doing like PR ourselves and like reaching out to organizations and all that. Can be a little stressful, especially when you're like, okay, we've uploaded the song, we know the release date, we've got 2 weeks to try and get replies from people to see if they want to premiere and stuff. So yeah, there's only so long you can wait around before you're like, okay, we're going to have to choose one of the ones that has replied. But yeah, we're so grateful for the ones that have done us, Depth Magazine and Wall of Sound. They've been great through it. So
when is the release date?
So the release date is next Friday, the 11th of December.
What's it called as well?
It's called Overdue. It's a very fitting name. Some of the songs are about 2.5 years old. So, but yeah, just a lot of overdue themes and all that. So
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fitting.
Well, let's get into this next one then. This is Saint.
Those I love close enough so they know I'm there even when I'm not. We lost a saint, but on darker days I know you're the light that shines through the haze. Smashed in a hole, but you took the blame.
live from Studio 3 on 3D Radio 93.7 FM digital radio, 3dradio.com if you're streaming online, and our 3D Radio app as well. So many ways to listen. And we are here with Agapanther in the studio. And that song just there, Haven, is that the first song you released from this EP?
Second, so
sorry.
Vacant was first,
Right.
and then Haven was second. So, yeah, we decided to do videos for both of them this time because we'd never done one before, and that was a whole heap of fun.
What
So,
was that like?
Yeah, Vacant we did professionally through a friend of a friend, and that went really smoothly. We were pretty organised with it. We found this awesome location just past Murray Bridge, which had some like geographical context to the events of the song as well, which was really cool as a little backstory. So that one went great. We smashed it in like, I don't know, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours.
Wow.
Shout out to Caleb Fleming because he was awesome.
Yeah, Caleb was great. He was so easy to work with, and we were very like-minded, had a lot of like similar taste in bands and stuff. So it made the day go like really quickly and really easily. The next time with Haven, we actually did it ourselves completely. We got one of our best mates, Tom Drisners, who is the vocalist of Harry and Cohen's other band, their heavy band called Outsider with a V, Ovtsider. Go look them up if you like beatdown.
Rub it on.
Yeah, it's the time for promo.
Yeah, so he got behind the camera. We found this spot that Harry found. Well, Harry found it on his walks. It's like a big dam, but it's just completely dry. There's nothing there. It's in like Cobbler Creek. We bought like a quarter pipe. We already had a rail and like a box and made some mani pads. We went there, cleaned it up, concreted in some blips, basically built a skate park there. Got a whole bunch of friends. So shout out to Mitch, Luke, Ricky, and Zach for coming and shredding for like literally 2 to 3 hours behind us while we got these takes. Yeah, it ended up being pretty great. We were quite scared because it had been raining all week and like there was no coverage there. And it was like 400-meter dirt track incline walk to get there with all of this heavy gear. So luckily the sun came out for a little bit for that one. But yeah, it was very stressful at the time. But yeah, that one turned out sick. So Cohen edited it. He did a great job.
Cool. It is a really cool video. If you haven't seen it, I recommend heading over to the Agapanther socials and checking that one out when you get the chance. After the rest of the set, of course. What about the writing process for these songs? How do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of artists will say the same thing. It's different for every song. You might start with, just getting a little hook in your head of like one line of the song and be like, I could base a whole song around this. Some of them are a lot easier to write than others. Like Dive, for instance, was like a one-day sort of operation. Like it was just very, very like, okay, this is it. We'll keep that line. And then as far as the EP, it took a little bit longer. Hence why some of the songs are 2 years old. But yeah, the hardest thing as well was we'd been playing quite a few of those songs. We'd been playing Haven and Saint for ages. And then to pull them from our set list, replace them with newer songs that were more ready and change them and have to relearn them, that was the hardest part with it. So, yeah, those ones, I mean, most of them, I'll just play around on my guitar. I'll find a couple of things I like. I'll stay to like sort of one genre for a bit and then see what I can stitch together, how it can progress in a song. And then I'll look through my notes on my phone to see if I have any lyrics that have come to my head that have stuck or any themes at least that I can start writing over the top with. So, but yeah, it's a little different for every single one.
Is there anyone, if you could write with anyone in the world, who would you like to collab with?
That's like a really...
It's loaded.
I've been stumped by that one. What about you boys? Do you guys have anyone you'd like to write with?
Dead or alive?
It's hard because everyone who I would want to write with would not want to write in our genre. Like,
Hey, no, I mean, Elton John, like...
it would be fun to see what Kurt Cobain could come up with our sound.
Yeah.
I reckon
Yeah,
that'd be
for
fun.
sure.
Colin would hate that.
Yeah, no.
Colin would want to write with Billie Eilish.
Oh, I actually would. That would be sick.
Phineas.
If we got more experimental pop sort of aspects thrown in there, that would be awesome. But an actual suggestion, which would be cool, is not a similar genre, but Ryan Sew from Polaris is probably one of the most groundbreaking guitarists of right now. And even though it's an incredibly different genre, it'd be dope to see what he could do for whatever we are.
Yeah, well, I've learnt a lot from this last 50 minutes about music and this sort of stuff that you play, and yeah, that was a good answer, I think. One sort of last question before we get into your last song. We don't have that much time left together, I'm afraid. You were saying sort of, you've got a story with Vacant and things like that. When you have the ability to sort of share words with an audience, do you consciously put stories into what you're doing, or share, messages?
I'll probably get a lot of hate for this. I don't like music that doesn't have like a solid meaning or a backstory. I'm not into like pop by any means. Some songs have great tunes. I'm like, this is great, but repetitive words and like just a lack of background story doesn't do it for me. So yeah, I always try and have something pretty solid. Unfortunately, that means we started off writing real like fun-loving sort of stuff with like woos in there and stuff like that. But we ended up straying from that for the EP, and I just ended up like diving pretty deeply into more traumatic times of my life that I didn't quite understand because I was younger as well. But I think it's paid off because we've ended up writing some like really passionate, heartfelt songs, which I think gets a lot more people motivated to, listen to you because they can put their own spin on it and, how it relates to them, which I've always loved about music as well. The fact that, to us, it can have one meaning, and to 1,000 other people, it could have a completely different meaning, but still be just as relevant to them.
Yeah, I guess when you have access to that audience, it's the best way to get those messages across.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here this evening with us. I'll do a quick whip around as well. I didn't actually say who was playing what. So we've got Kyle on vocals and rhythm guitar. We've got Dylan on bass guitar, Cohen on lead guitar, and Harry on drums in our drum jail in the back, which makes no sense over radio. But
I'm loving it, yeah.
So you do have one more song for us this evening before Sam takes over with Raw Like Sushi, as with every Wednesday night. What is this last one that you've got for us?
So yeah, this one's Dive. It's just a fun little song. It's funny, I've gone back on my own words. This one, it still has meaning. It's still about anxiety, but it's like a really like positive, like sarcastic spin on it, I guess. But yeah, this one's Dive.
So
Awesome.
yeah, before we get in that, thanks very much for having us tonight. We really
It's
appreciate
been a blast. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice
and
to meet you
also,
guys.
before you do that as well, big thank you to Candy and Liv, our awesome sound team for tonight. And
Thank
also,
you
it is
very
Liv's
much.
birthday.
Happy
birthday, Liv.
Happy birthday, Liv.
Can we sing happy
that as
birthday
well.
on radio?
Can we actually? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Can we
Right
play
now, or
along?
do you want
Yeah,
to do it after?
Yeah, no,
we'll
let's
do
go
it. We'll
right
do it now,
now.
and then
We'll
we'll
do
go
it
into, into your song. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Liv. Happy birthday to you. Hip, 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 hooray!
Alrighty. Awesome. This is Agapanther, live from Studio 3. Their last song.
1, 2, 3, 4. Try to
They sat down to stone on your worst day. I'm trying. I'm trying. Think out my skin until I break. I bite my nails and grind my teeth. This food looks great, but I can't eat. I'm filled up on bad thoughts this entire week. It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. It's not me, it's you. I'm trying.